Trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right. Well, yesterday was pretty crazy, and we got a pretty big move down and reversal. Since then, in the overnight session, we have moved higher and extended the highs. Definitely not what I expected after hearing the news, because my reading was that the Federal Reserve meeting was mostly hawkish. I feel like we should be heading down, but that's not what's happening. And if we come back here to, some of these these daily charts, you can kind of see it on here. Very clear doji. And now we're moving higher. There's always a chance of it unwinding, but I'm going to have to say that this is up. So, a little interesting, but we'll see. It seems like I've got more stuff open than I should. What's going on here? These. Oh, it's because I got two of these charts here. That's why. Bada boom. Okay, that's a little better. And what's this one? Oh, we don't need that. Okay. So there's that. Equities look lower today. So that might be driving a lot of it too. Let's see. Let's just check the news here. Oh yes, and let's get these links out too. Okay. There's Twitch. Okay, so worries about Trump's trade tariffs away on stocks is the major story. I'm guessing this is the Chinese tariffs. Bonds, 10-year Treasury yield falls lower after topping 2.9% on the Fed's rate hike. Okay. This is the Chinese tariff, right? Trump is set to announce later on Thursday tariffs designed to punish China for intellectual property theft. Okay, so that's what's roiling markets. They don't like tariffs. I don't blame them. We could move higher. Wow. I mean, how do you fight something like that? Yep, look at that. I mean, I kind of want to take it, but seems like a spot that you could get trapped. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so normally I would want to see a lot of orders absorbing there. We didn't get it. We might still move higher though. I mean, gosh, it's a lot of volume. Okay, well, I don't know why I'm being so skeptical here. I could have bought quite a while ago. Back at 120 even. But man, I don't know. You don't know what the 10-year Treasury is? Got a new guy in chat. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Let's make this guy a regular. And let's check in on you guys. We got anybody in here? Hello, Smash the Bird. Thanks for watching again. I am too nice. No, this is the whole point, man. Build a community. That's why we're doing this. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, let's get back to it. I feel like we're up largely because of the tariffs. Kind of seems to me like this is a tariff thing again. And the last time that there was a tariff thing, quote unquote, equities dived, Treasuries went on a big huge run up and then immediately came back. And there was some action not unlike what we just saw, where they just buy and just run it. I have to say though, I feel like equities have come down a lot and need to retrace a little bit. I think that what we're seeing this buying here in ZN is a lot and is somewhat detached from the fundamental picture, but you know, I don't know. Large size buying up on the move off the open, but ZNMA only printed 239 into the high. Yep, he's right. They're at 140. Feels odd to me. I'd expect a true stop run in ZN to see 5k plus size puke a couple prices higher. I don't think this move is done yet. Yeah. I do agree. I don't think there's a... I think that there's people to stop out for sure. What's with this light bid at 12.5? I don't get that. I don't like that we continue to see large orders fading it. For starters. You get what I'm saying, Tucker? You're right. We didn't get the stop run up at the top. So I think you're right that maybe we need to you know, pull back and then keep going and stop people out and finish the auction. But it also seems like I'm not the only person out there kind of going, I don't know about this one. after that news yesterday, I said, oh, this is hawkish. We should move down. And we did move down. And then we reversed. And ever since then, I've been wrong and confused. Yeah, the bid side is really thin. That 12 half, that 18 that it's at right there, that was like what was there. So I don't think that that's going to pull. Yep, there you go. 850 traded in 1
Tucker
month.
said, you know what I mean though, where it clicks through a couple of prices, 5k trade at each, and then it absorbs and just stops dead.
Whoops, I was playing Dragon Ball yesterday, and I turned my speakers on, and I forgot to turn it off. There we go. That should fix that. You know what I mean, though, where it clicks through a couple of prices, 5k trade at each, and then it absorbs and just stops dead. Yeah. Okay. So alligators, it seems like alligators kind of getting the same "this ain't right" feeling. This is weird. Maybe we're gonna be wrong. Let's see what happens. I don't know about spreading. So let me bring the chart over here. You see, we had steepening on that move up, and then since then, very subtle flattening. It's not a huge move. You actually get down into it. See, only 0.4 change. It's not a lot. It's not a lot compared to what you see back here. See, it's almost flat when you look at it on this one. So, I mean, there's definitely some spreading, but it's not like, it doesn't look like it's a huge driver at the moment. Okay. And they're pushing. Nope. On a trend day, when it's really strongly moving up, we're coming up to just below a new high. I would expect there to be like 4 to 5,000 absorbed at 13.5 there, on the anticipation that they're going to hit 14 and create a stop run of some sort. And they came up to it, and I was thinking about putting a buy order in there, but they ticked down and they didn't do it. The ES did run a little lower, didn't it? Hmm. Biden would go down fast and hard. Oh, did Trump really say that? Okay, kind of weird. Kind of weird, guys. Well, it's touched that high 3 times now. So I'm going to have to say, if they don't try it this time, they're never going to do it. Well, maybe I shouldn't have canceled that order. And we're printing 3,500 almost every tick, every new tick up. Here's 5. Really? This is like the most bizarre trend day action I've ever seen. None of you took a trade there? Smashed the bid. It says the same thing. Very weird action. It's a reset. Maybe it makes a little bit more sense when we start looking at all 3 together. Yeah. I was just telling the guys in Discord maybe this is doing weird because it's a different group of people trading it. And maybe we're getting a flight to safety in equities, and that's what's pushing us up. Since it's not the normal group of people, they don't really know where to trade it, and they don't really realize that, you know, where we see these icebergs and everything aren't necessarily the right spots. This is not the way the action normally moves. I guess the alternative could be that we're in a new regime, and this is just what the new regime looks like. I hope not, because it's The positioning just isn't right. I mean, how do you go and make it bust a new high and immediately come back and go back through where the level was, this 13.5. You get a break like that, they should not be able to get back to the 13.5. Somebody should be taking a position there and saying, okay, I'm staking my claim here, and nobody gets past this point. But instead, we just see these, like, profit taking and people fading it the whole way. Yeah. Okay. Now that at 14 was a little more positive. Okay. Funny thing, from going to live trading, I actually tend to get filled before I think I will. So I think that my estimates when I was on Sim were actually too conservative on fills. Okay, well, ZF looks like it could go, but ZB's not ready. 10K absorbing at 14 now. Okay. Looking a little bit more positive. If we can get these two to tick up strong. Guess not. They're all going to be like that. Okay. Well, it was almost. I mean, if they had traded that 14.5, I bet you that that would have been 11K too. So, I think that they're going to go up though. Fix my contact there. Jeez. Okay. So they're hitting that 14 and not getting up at that one, but ZP is going down. ZF doesn't look ready to go. I also don't like the way that the volume looks in ZF. Okay. Well, they didn't put a strong bid back when they ticked back up. Oh, is it really? When is that? Flash services PMI at 7:45. And HPI in 5 minutes. Well, HPI usually doesn't move us. This flash services, manufacturing and services PMI, I think are somewhat important. Okay. Well, I think we just missed our opportunities to get out. Mm-hmm. Well, the chart looks an awful lot like that. You don't actually know if it's going to go higher anymore, sort of a thing. It's unfinished in the end, though. Okay. Reasonable uptick, but not a great risk reward location. No, not what I want to see. Staying away, staying away. $14 was where I bought it. That was HPI. Yep. But look, equities are fading off of it. Dang. Okay. So if we get to around 17 is when this starts to become a little crazy. $145.11 is a target in ZB. Past that, above that, you get way up there. We have to get back to like early February. Oops. Okay. Yeah. Did we get above that 16? And we're able to form a bid at like 16 halves? Then you're really going to start seeing people stop out. Even though I suspect that ZB is probably going to be like really okay. Yeah, see, so they didn't trade 17. Yep. Absorption at 16.5 now and a decent bid building up. And a hit and a pull. Healthy back ticking. Okay, well that last downtick was not quite so healthy, but they're still pushing it up. So maybe a little bit of a pause here. Yep. And look at the E-mini continuing to fade. So I'm thinking that we're gonna have something like fade into the open, pull back. So 18 is the first target there. Jeez. Holy crap. I'm not even gonna let it go. Holy crap. Maybe I should have held on for the 20, but I mean that kind of action is not how do I say this? High risk. Very high risk here. Wow. That buy at 18 was the most aggressive buy move I've ever seen. Am I wrong? This is crazy insane. All the unwinding of the shorts below. Oh, smash the bid. You were long at 12.5. Come on, man. And you took it off. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, the trade for me, I mean, when it was back there, I wasn't really paying attention. I really think that I should have taken a trade there much earlier. Are we back? Are we back? Sorry, this stream just disconnected and reconnected. Anyways, you know, so I should have been long 12.5, and that's my fault. I didn't get ready quick enough. Didn't get in and going early enough. If I had, maybe I could have just come right in and said, okay, we're pretty close to the VWAP and we're moving up and I should buy it here. Then it wasn't until, where did we get in at? 14? It wasn't until 14 that we actually saw somebody significantly absorb on the bid. And that's why I took that one. So I don't know if that helps, but I think you have to kind of assume that when we've been in a range like we've been, and then, you know, we pushed down and they reversed significantly, and then in the overnight they extended it. That's going to cause a trend day. Like, that's going to continue. I was just, you know, that's why the whole time I was looking for a buy, and I was just like, I want to buy it, and it's going up, and it's just not doing what it's supposed to on the way back for me to be able to buy it. Now, the crazy thing here is, here's the crazy thing, okay? We haven't touched 11. There's still significant volume up in here. So it's probably not done. Okay, not a strong enough uptick for me. Sad that on such a spectacular day we only have 3 people watching today. I guess when the stream died, probably lost some people, huh? Oh no, it's been only like 6 guys the whole morning. Well, that's interesting, but whatever. Okay, well, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an astute observation, alligator, that I did not see. He's pointing out that even though we're really getting the right stuff in ZB, we're not getting it in ZN. Or sorry, we're getting it in the 30, but we're not getting it in the 5. The 5, it almost looks like the bulls are trapped. But I wonder if that's the spread working against them. I don't know. Okay, so equities are going to open up here. So I think I'm going to stay out until that happens. Okay, so right here at the Fortic pullback, there's some absorption in ZB. Okay. Pretty significant downtick there. Interesting. So it's like the bear is gearing up here. And these guys are like, I want my 5. Okay. So there's another downtick. Okay. So that's 6 ticks right there. Yeah. It really looks to me like the market is getting sucked back into these big orders right here. Okay. So it wasn't optimal, but I'm okay anywhere below 18. I think I'm going to be a little careful here just because I think there is a possibility that they might try a little bit of, uh, you know, back and forth in this area. Okay. Well, the buy is back on. Look at that. Looks like I'm not the only one looking to take profits here. Interesting that there's the big order there at 08 because I'm still pretty confident that they're going to test 11. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so that was interesting that it showed me as filled before the orders hit. Did you see that? Okay. Well, look, we could probably do it again. Nah, I don't like that. I don't know if there's another trade for me today. They just made a lower low. So if the E-mini's rallying, that could be the end of it. Boom. Smash the bid says watching 155. Well, they sold it at 16. I know. Kind of interesting. I mean, when it ticked down back to the 17.5, and I said, oh, we could take it again. And that was when I said, oh, I don't like the way that this looks. Obviously, I don't like shorting above the VWAP, so that's not a trade that I'm going to take, but it would have been good for Vortex. The question though is it going to get back to the VWAP? And then at that point, do we get a bounce off the VWAP? Do equities continue lower? Do they decide it's no big deal? So let's do a little bit of research here. Okay, Dow drops 300 at the open ahead of Trump's tariff announcement. But what I want to see is somebody say, what is the actual effect? Congress rushes to pass 1.3 trillion spending bill before the government shuts down again. That would be what? That would tend to move us down. Steve, all-in tariffs will have terrible consequences for consumers. Yes, probably. Yeah, here's the crazy thing about tariffs, because remember when we said this last time, when I said, okay, he's going to impose tariffs on steel, that's going to increase the price of steel. More inflation, bonds should move down. Well, there's kind of an evil flip side to this, because if you're doing it on a good, oh, for me, it's just been one. Oh, so while we're doing that, let's grab this guy. And let's do it like. Alligator is really good at this, I think. Anyways, if it's on a good that is like really demand driven, right? Like the amount of steel that's required in the United States is fairly constant, okay? But the amount of electronics, that are bought in the United States, that's something that can change a lot, you know? And so you impose tariffs on that and it decreases demand on it. And now all of a sudden they have to reduce prices to get consumers to buy. And so it ends up being deflationary. So these tariffs can, like, you know, there's potential for it to go both ways, although historically it tends to lead to deflation, which is really bad. Okay, so Luck, if you're listening, tell me that you can hear me now. Okay. All right, so or his name is Kudo in the YouTube chat, but I'm going to call you Luck, okay? Sweet. Oh, and there's a spiritual trader, Amin Ra. Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what we have on the screen here, okay? So what you're seeing here is a depth of market, okay? And this is the one here on the left is the 30-year, the 10-year, and the 5-year, okay? This blue column are people that have limit orders looking to buy at that price. So if I, you know, clicked here at 120, 12 half, I know it says 125, but we say 12 half, okay? 12 half, 13, 13 half, 14, okay? That would put a buy order in there to buy at 12 half, okay? Similarly here, you know, if I wanted to sell just above the high, I could put a sell order in here at 120, 20 half, okay? So that's 6,900 people looking to sell at the high, okay? 5,563 people looking to buy at 120.14, okay? And these two middle columns are market orders hitting up against those orders, okay? So here there's been 3 market buys have hit these limit sells, okay? 36 have sold into 17 half. Oh, don't even have my cam high. Okay, so anyways, the way that we look at it is we look at how many orders it takes to buy it up and down. So did you see that time that 1,400 hit it? They ticked up, and then 920 sold it back down, and they put another 1,600 back on it. So that to me is signs of balance. So basically in this area between 17 and 17 half, there are equal amounts of people looking to buy and sell it. Okay, so they ticked down and they ticked back up. All right, now that time they ticked down, they offered up 16 and now almost 2,000. Okay, so that is a good sign that somebody is staking out a position, and then maybe we're going to move lower. So I could potentially take a short there. So let me show you the next thing though before I go into that. Oh, and by the way, these are just the orders coming in, and they're filtered out by, like, this is everything. These are orders over 100, and these are like the really, really big ones. And these ones that are highlighted right here are ones over 3,000. So those are really, really big orders, very significant. Okay. So this up here, this is kind of the same thing that you see down here. Like, these white lines are just the limit orders. You know, the more that they are, the wider it is. But the thing that I really want you to pay attention to is this white line here below it. And that is cumulative delta. So that's all buys minus all sells. And that kind of gives me a better long-term view of, are people overall buying or overall selling? So right now we can see in ZB that we've been selling pretty significantly, and in all three of these it kind of looks like we've come over. This really looks like we may have reversed, but you know, I can't say for sure. Okay. And then the last thing is volume weighted average price. So what we do is we say for every buy, take all of the buys and times them by the price that we got, and you know, add all of that up together, like every order and the price that it's been taken at, and then divide it by the total volume, and you basically get an average that's weighted by the price. So if I bring this chart over here, see this white line? That's the volume weighted average price. When we're above the volume weighted average price, that basically means that the daily trend is up. And when we're below it, like, you know, like this day, see, then the daily trend is down. See that? We're below the VWAP the whole day. Here, this day, it was kind of a reversal day, so we traded on both sides of it. Now today, we trade mostly above it. And you'll notice that when we come back to the VWAP, we have a tendency to, you know, sometimes it'll go through it a little bit and come back, but very often you will see clear bounces right off of it. See that? Clear bounces right off of it. So my rule is this. If we're above the VWAP, I only buy. And if we're below the VWAP, I only sell. So right now, we're above the VWAP. It does look like a reversal. So I am kind of tempted to short it, but because we're above the VWAP, I'm not going to. Not unless I see something like really clear screaming to me that this is going down. I have to be very, very clear signal, because Treasuries tend, most days they will tend to trend, okay? Like a reversal day like we saw yesterday are like 1 to 5% of days. So it's generally not a very good probability trade to take a reversal. So that's basically how I do. I say, are we above the VWAP or below the VWAP? Then I want to buy. And then I look to see at the cumulative delta, is the overall market orders in my favor? And then I look at the DOM and I say, okay, do I see signs that somebody has staked out a position here? Do I see signs that I'm getting a good price given the range of prices that people have been willing to trade back and forth at, etc.? And that's how we trade. Any questions so far? Oh, wait a few seconds, and then I'll show you over here. No, that's really good. I've had a really good week. It's the 22nd. Now, where'd you go? Okay. So don't see any questions yet. Oh wait, you're typing. I see him typing in Discord. Seems to me ES isn't pulping. Yeah, so the next thing I was going to show you is my stats, okay? So what I did, I actually traded for about a year. And I'd say for the first 6 months, I really struggled and didn't do well. And I was trying to do the Top Step Trader Combine, and I failed it many times. And eventually I decided that even though I was generally profitable or break even most of the time, it would just take me way too long to pass the Combine. So starting in December, I said, okay, I need to switch to an instrument that has less risk and doesn't bounce around as much. And that's why I started trading the 10-year. Because if you just look at how much it moves around, you see, like on these pullbacks, it's barely even going 2 or 3 ticks against you, versus like what it's doing in the 30-year. Maybe today is a bad example, but the 30-year tends to bounce around a lot, tends to be a little bit more messy. So I moved over to ZN, and so those stats that you're seeing are since I started trading ZN. So you can see I had some drawdowns for sure, especially this one right here where I lost a good $300, I think. Yeah. But then generally, you know, February was really volatile, so we made a lot of money up in through this area. So I said I'm going to trade sim for 3 months in ZN, make sure that I'm really confident there, and then I'm just going to go live with my own money because it would just take too long to go live doing a combine account for Top Step Trader. So that's what I did. And then since then, you know, past week I've been trading my live account. And then hold on, I have to move down here. There we go. So here's just your overall stats. So can you see how over the past 3 months my win rate is 50% and 40% losers, and then the rest are going to be like break even. So 10% of them are break even, right? And I know it says 2,539, or like that's my total gain and loss, but you have to consider that I took like 370 trades and you times that by like $2.50 for a round turn in each trade, and it comes out to, you know, a good $700 to $1,000 in commissions. So it's not quite, I haven't made quite that much. So yeah. Spiritual Trader says, I have been developing a strategy for Top Step Combine trading ES futures, going to journal the next week when I start it. Oh, very cool, Spiritual. I absolutely, give me the link to your channel and I'll subscribe to that. So I really want more people to stream. Top Step, from my experience, has been a never-ending hamster wheel of pain. Yeah. I think I did five or six combines, and the problem is that when I looked at it from like, okay, if I do a combine, it's $150, and how many times would I have to fail the combine before it would have been worth it for me to have just started my own account, and I would have lost the same amount of money, you know, except for that if I had done my own account, I would have had the experience of putting real money on the line. Well, you know, if I need like $1,500, then that's like you'd have to fail it 10 times. But you have to consider that you have to pay for the combine every month, not just every combine. And if it takes you 2 months to pass the combine, which for me it was like 2 to 3 months, like you can see even with this performance, if I had done the larger combine and only traded one contract, I still would not hit the profit target. And if I had done the smaller combine, I would maybe just barely be hitting it, depending on if I was going through Top Step or 1UP and what the commissions were and everything like that. And that's been after what, 4 whole months, right? So it's not really $150, right? That's $600 just to pass the combine one time. And then you have to consider that if I do pass the combine, you don't have to pay for it anymore, but you do have to pass through their like funded trader prep. So that's like another 4 months. So now you've gone 8 months now before you can actually go live. And you could have been saving $150 a month for each of those 8 to 10 months and have saved up $1,500. And that's why I went to, that's why I just went to funding my own account. So it's not like you can't get funded and that it's not, you know, a worthwhile thing if you do get funded. because, you know, you size up and you can make a decent amount of money. But I would just say, like, you can totally trade your own account. Why wouldn't you do that? And, you know, go and look at what they post, like an email every month. You know, they say, oh, this is how much money people took out this day, or, you know, whatever. And they're not withdrawing tens of thousands of dollars, right? Like the biggest ones that I tend to see are you know, $1,000 to $3,000. So it's not even like they're making a huge bank with it. So I would suggest funding your own account if you're going to do futures. Yeah. Anyways, but anyways, I back to the point. I was just trying to show you kudos/luck. What a profitable strategy tends to look like. So, you know, the big thing that I really focused on, and that I would recommend you focus on if you're going to trade ZN, is your win rate. And if you're in ZN, you should be able to get between 40 to 55% win rate. There are some people out there that have much higher win rates, but I think 50% is really, really good. And then you can see here, like, my average winning trade is a little bit bigger than my average losing trade. Okay, that's important too. Basically, your profit factor. And where is it here? Oh yeah, so here's your profit factor. So you want a profit factor of about 1.5. So I still have a little bit of a ways to go. I need to reduce the size of my losses. I need to get that average losing trade to be more like 35. And then oh, your largest overall, or sorry, where is it? Largest losing trade and largest winning trade. Okay. You know, you want your largest winning trade to be a lot bigger than your largest losing trade. That largest losing trade, that 171, was actually like super bad and shouldn't have happened. And I made a mistake, traded 2 contracts. And that's why that happened, because my largest losing trade should never be over 74. So that was a big screw up there. But that's what you can kind of expect. And the way that I learned to do this was that website I sent you to earlier, No BS Day Trading. It's like $70. I read his book, and he has videos in it. And I watched all of his videos. And then I literally just come in here, and every day I watch this, and I would trade at Sim for a year. And that's how I got to where I am now. And I'm not like a super amazing trader or anything. I'm just like marginally profitable. There are much better traders out there. So yeah, that's the thing. And that's trading futures. So I think it's your best opportunity if you want to day trade, because of the consistency, because you can win 50% of the time. If you're going to do futures, or sorry, options, you know, a lot of option trades are like 30% of the time you win, and it's just that your average win is like 5 times your average loss, and this and that, you know. Plus futures are a little bit cheaper. I think to really day trade options, like I think to do that in Thinkorswim you need like 10K. And my account's only a $1,500 account. So yeah, that's my spill. John Grady is the beacon of light for retail traders. All right. Yeah, he's the guy that makes the No BS Day Trading course, and he is the man, because not only is he just an awesome trader, but he's so great at teaching this method of trading, and he didn't have to do that. Like, there's no reason that he could do that, and the education that he's offering is worth so much more than he offers it for. He's just a great guy, and his perspective is, oh, if there's more people trading my method, that means more people to buy it when I buy. That's good. That's kind of his line of thinking. But so I guess he does benefit from it from a little. But I'd have to say that, man, he's just a good-hearted man to have provided that, and I would not, absolutely would not be the trader that I am today without him in his course. And the other thing is that if you email him, he will always respond. He will always respond. So it's pretty great. I should email him today and show him what I've been doing. I feel pretty good right now because we did good on FOMC and we did good today. We did come back up, so we could have bought that. I don't know if that was a little bit of a sketchy buy, wasn't it? And I don't like when we have a move up, strong move up, and we come back significantly, and then we creep back up and we're not quite able to make a new high, or if we do make a new high, it's like a really weak, you know, because you get that probability of reversing or just not going very well, not going very far, and getting stuck in a balance area, and then you get chopped up a little bit. So probably for the best that I was yapping instead of taking along there. But yeah, I should email John and show him a picture of what I've been doing. Now, I guess another thing I should say about the combine is that I always only traded one contract. So you could probably try and swing 4 contracts, and there are some periods there where, you know, like when I took that drawdown of 400, if I was trading 4 contracts, then that would have been a $1,600 loss. So I probably would have busted that combine. But other than that, I may have been able to pass if I just swung maximum size. So there's that. You could do that. Up to you. I kind of feel like that a live account is not as far outside of your reach as you think. So which graphs are you talking about? Are you talking about these ones up here at the top? So, if you have a hard time seeing things, first thing is, you know, make it like in YouTube, you know, click the theater mode button or make it large. But then the other thing is go into the settings and change the quality and make sure that you're at least at 720p and then make it big. But you know what? The stuff that you see up here in this chart up here is not so important. I'll look at this to see, okay, I see a big order here in the DOM. Like I see this 6,000 way down here at 120.16. You know, how long has that been there? Well, it's been there for a while, and it's actually not that significant on the DOM. It's been there since we came up to this level, so it hasn't been there for that long. That's about the only thing that I use this for, but it's not that helpful. I have it up there mostly because people think it looks cool. So when they're clicking through videos, they're like, whoa, what is this guy doing? And then they look at it and they're like, oh, not only does it look cool, but it's actually an effective way of trading that cuts through all of the bullcrap that I've been getting from everybody else. I hope that's what people say, at least. Well, we're in the, like a counter trend period. I forget, what is it? It's between about in about 7 more minutes. So at about 8:15 to 8:45, we enter in this counter trend period where trading is like really difficult, and we often don't take off until afterwards. So I was talking, so another guy that I would recommend looking at, his name is John Bottomley, and he has a website called GPI Trading Group, and you can subscribe to a newsletter, and he gives you volume profile analysis and levels for ZB. A very, very great analysis. In fact, let's look at what he posts, because I didn't look at his notes, but I think he did give us, I think that they did get posted. Sometimes he's out with them a little bit late. Yep, here they are. So he did get it out before the market opened. So let's see what John said today. Okay, I said yesterday that as long as we remain below 144.03, we could trade lower. That level remains key. Oh, we had the jobless claims report again. It looks a little overbought, so he was feeling the same way. And then he posts some pictures here. That's not the one that we want. There it was, 145.11. And where did we go to? 145.11. But his bias going in was kind of negative, so. But anyways, and he was the one that identified that counter trend period for me. He was telling me that during that time to watch like NQ. If you want to get into trading equity indexes. But that means, you know, so sometimes we have this slow move here for the next 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna head into work, so I don't think I'm gonna take another trade today, but I'm +9, so that's good. I'm happy. I guess while we're at it, we should talk about Bitcoin for the rest of you guys, huh? How many guys do we get in here? Oh yeah, I didn't have the thing up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, thanks. Smash the bid. Did you take any more on? Did you try trading the rest of this, or did you just take that one at the beginning today? You want to talk about good trading? Go back into the channel and look at the trades that Alligator made, because he doesn't actually say like how much he made, but if you look at the not only the fact that he's been, you know, I caught the pivots pretty well, he caught the pivots pretty well too, but he also reverses when he gets out, so he probably made a good 24 ticks today, or pretty good, at least 16. Oh, I scalped a few ticks here and there, sitting at +7. Good job. Good job. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, we saw yesterday having a little, oh, they're right on cue. It should have been. Bots in Discord is John Bottomley, the guy that I was talking about that sends out the email. He also has a trading room that you can pay for that I was in for a little while. Like you can do like a free trial. And like if you're looking for somebody that will just kind of you know, sit there and talk you through things as you trading, and be your mentor, he's a really good guy. I consider him a significant mentor, getting me to where I am. What's he gonna say here? Well, let's run our script while we're waiting. So yeah, you notice we had trouble holding the, it wasn't really going, and it seems like anytime that we're not like getting volume in Bitcoin, we drop, and then it did the same thing today. Had a hard time holding it, it dropped, and it came back to this 8,500 level. It's kind of a balance area in Bitcoin. But let's see. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so generate charts. Let's see what our Bitcoin valuation indicator says. $99.8. Oh, that's our number. So what 100 is like oversold or overbought. Yeah. No one I want to see. I'm gonna post this. Wow. Okay. There we go. Okay, so let's post this. Oh, I'll check if there were any comments. No. Okay, so let's post our charts on the Patreon. It's a bad sign in Bitcoin, but well, where are we? So we're at 100. That's kind of like an overbought signal, but it is common for us to just blow right through it and go to 150. And this sell isn't that bad. So I'm thinking we could come back to 8 and then maybe turn around, and then maybe we could start getting a move up to here. Or it could go down and make a new low. I don't know. I have some money waiting if we decide to go down to a new low. Playing the long game. It's kind of an ugly market right now, though, isn't it? Okay. It takes forever for me to post these charts because I have to go and like add each file individually to the post. Doge. Ethereum Classic still looks like a nice spot. Ethereum itself is still on kind of pushing the limits of my indicator and making me confused. Litecoin looks way overbought here. What's with that? So Litecoin is probably the biggest change. Yeah. And Zek. Oh, I already put Zek up, so I don't need that one. Cool. Mute the microphone here while I talk. Let me run this one more time. I want the number. $89. Okay. Freaking, you guys ever heard of Elliot Holtz? He's this guy who used to make YouTube videos. And he let's see, how can how do I make it big? Maybe here. Oh man, I don't know. Maybe he has it on YouTube. Anyways, he has some new video out, and he's wearing like a unicorn shirt. Yeah, that's him. Stop the autoplay. Is it this? Nope, it's not on his YouTube. Oh well. I guess I can't really show you guys, sorry, because it was on Facebook and I don't want to dox all of my Facebook friends. but go look him up on Facebook. He's wearing a unicorn tank top, and it's pretty funny looking. Oh yeah, let's look at the client report. Good deal. Can it show that? It doesn't have any numbers. Yeah. Shows you how much I lose in commissions because I made like 125 yesterday, but then I took so many trades that when you look at the overall thing, it's plus 93. And then I'll probably take another 115 today. So good, but yeah. I need to do better about not taking as many trades. So today, how many did we take? 3. That's good. I think any day I'm below 4 trades is good. So okay, well it is 8:30. So unless you guys have any other questions, I'm gonna wait until 8:35. So if you have any other questions, ask them now and I'll answer them. And I hope for the new guys that was useful. The 71-year-old president is tweeting about fighting a 75-year-old Joe Biden. So if Donald Trump and Joe Biden got in a fist fight, who would win? I don't really know because I don't know what kind of fighting experience that Joe Biden has. Joe Biden probably is in a little bit better shape. And he's not as fat, right? Okay. 8:35 and the kids just left out the garage, so I think it's safe for me to get out. So I don't like getting ready. Don't like getting ready when they're getting ready because I just get in their way and make them late. Anyways, good trading, everybody. Friday. Oh, Trump will win because he cheats. Just like he's the no one golfer. Trevor Duncan thinks that people are going to sell ZN, huh? Could be. Friday is going to be super interesting. Especially since we've come up and the spread has been coming down. Is that am I reading that right? There's some of my charts are telling me different things on spreads. It does look like the spread went down though. Why don't I see it on this chart? Maybe it's not updated? No. ZN, ZB. Oh, I'm not looking at the most recent time period, that's why. No, we didn't flatten, it's just kind of even. Yeah. So it's hard to say what it's gonna do. Because now we're at the top of range, and basically we're at the top of the range. And I would say it looks expensive, and I would say that the fundamentals mean down, but could come back. Anyways, Friday's going to be super interesting, and I don't know if we're going to get our answers answered, or I don't know if we're going to get our questions answered tomorrow. So we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a tricky day. I'm going to be super cautious tomorrow. All right, that was catch.